Hello, everyone. So, unfortunately, I went on YouTube this morning and I saw the unfortunate news about what happened at Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival. Now, this festival was supposed to take place for quite some days, from the information I got, right? And unfortunately, 8 people died, uh, and over 300 people were injured. Now, it just seems like just hearing the stories from people who were there, it just sounds so horrific. And I seen some video footage. um I'm not going to add any of that type of stuff, but there was a young man who is also a music artist who was at the event, and he was speaking on you know how he almost got trampled during a I guess an opener performance from Master P. And at that moment, he knew that he shouldn't be in the crowd, so he moved himself to another area within the crowd, to a safer area. And then all this chaos started to happen once Travis Scott came out and started to perform. And it's very unfortunate. I'm gonna probably add that video to this video, but if not, I'm gonna leave the link to the video in the description below. My condolences go out to everyone who passed away, and also to the folks who were injured. That's just a horrific event. My condolences go out to their families, their friends, and all that. And I mean, that's just horrific. Like, people were just trying to go and have fun. I heard there was over 100,000 people in the crowd, which is insane. Like, that makes me think of the time when DMX was performing. I can't remember what event it was, but it was just like a large crowd outside. Pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. And it looked like that. It just looked crazy. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, is this real? Like, just looking at the stage setup and everything, I'm just like, wow, because I never been to a music concert. I've been to battle rap events. I'm a big fan of battle rap and all that. But I just never been to like a concert. And I really don't have the desire to go, especially after, hearing these type of stories and seeing these type of horrific events. And I guess it depends. Like, I guess if it's in the arena and there's seating, I go. But if it's like something like that festival, I'm not going to go. I'm not going. It's just, there's just too much stuff going on. There's always some weirdo trying to do extra to folks. Because I heard a story from TMZ where it was saying that there was some guy going around jabbing people with a syringe or something and injecting them with something, and then just moving on with it, And some people are like, well, how could he do that and then get away, and they're saying, like, this person is a terrorist. Of course they are. If this is true, this person is a domestic terrorist, right? This person can probably, in a crowd of like 100,000 plus, they could probably easily do something like that, if they're like doing it and keep it moving. Some guy was talking about, not from that event, but from another event, that, his buddy actually got poked and then he passed out. So this type of stuff does happen. So I want you guys to know to be safe. If you go out into these events, be safe. There's so many different things going on, like mass shootings and all that kind of stuff, to where you have to be extra cautious, but definitely go out and live your life, but it's just horrific, like, just hearing stuff like that, it's just like, dang. And, being a person who wants to maybe, because in a sense, I kind of want to make some music, but I don't want to be like a music artist, I want to just kind of do a little bit of it. And I always told myself, I'm just like, I don't think I'll ever be like one of the ones who perform on stage, like, no matter how good I can possibly get or something. Like let's say I was really good, right? I somehow made some hit songs or something. I don't know. It's just probably not for me, right? But after seeing events like this, it made me think, you know, how bad would I feel if something like that happened at an event that was mine? You know what I mean? And I understand that it's not, I don't know the logistics of how it was set up and all that. And I understand that Travis Scott didn't necessarily, you know, he didn't want this to happen. No one wants something like this to happen, right? But it just made me think, like, wow, like, you got to take other things into consideration too. I kind of just wish there were like more barricades or something to kind of like separate the people more and all that. And yeah, it's just really unfortunate, you know. But you guys be safe out there. You know, if you're going to these concerts, these public events and all that, you know, go have your fun, but be cautious, you know, because you never know. And the real eerie part about this whole thing is that I looked at a picture of the stage, right, before they started the event. And it said, "See you on the other side." That was really eerie. Like, I'm looking at it, I'm just like, that is very eerie. You know, especially since that was some people's last day here on this planet. You know what I mean? So it's unfortunate, but like I said, you know, my condolences go out to everybody who lost their lives, their family, their friends, all their loved ones. And then to make matters worse, on top of all the horrific things that are going on at this event, you have boneheads picking fights with Ultra Instinct Goku. Hey, overall, this event just had a lot of negative energy, like really dark energy. And then there's footage of a 5-year-old child at the event. And this footage supposedly took place right after a 10-year-old was killed at the event. This is not the environment for children. People shouldn't bring their children in these type of environments. It's not appropriate in any way, shape, or form. There's a lot of risk involved. Anytime you take your child to a place in public, especially with large crowds, you have to always take in consideration, if something goes wrong, will you be able to protect them, you know, and get them to safety. And I really feel for, you know, any children who were hurt during this whole event, you know. But as parents, you know, we have to holistically do better, you know, as a society of parents, you know what I mean? That's just something I would never bring any of my children in any type of environment like that. Not even really myself. Like, I don't go to those type of events if the energy just seems off, like if I just have a feeling about it, or it's just not my type of crowd, like, I'm not going to do it, you know what I mean? I don't really do big events anyway, but, you know, this is one of the reasons. And then you have video footage of people asking Travis Scott to help stop what's going on. Unfortunately, I think there was so much noise that he probably couldn't even tell what was going on. And there were so many people, you know. There was a video that was going around with him, you know, helping somebody out. But I can't remember it was before or after the horrific events like really went underway. But all in all, you know, I think folks really need to look out for their fellow man or fellow woman. And, you know, if you see somebody fall or something like that, make sure that they're safe. Like just have some decent human decency, you know what I mean? It doesn't take that much. You know, in society today, we have this it's kind of like this bystander effect, you know. And this is a little tip for anyone. If you ever end up in one of these, not one of these type of situations, but any type of situation where, you know, instead of people recording with their phones, they could be putting them hands to work and putting their minds to work in order to make the situation better. People get this bystander effect because they think someone else is going to save the day. So instead, they just pull out their camera phone and they just start to record. One tip I would say to do is to be very direct when you're asking for help. Like, for example, if you see me, right, you could say, hey, you with the green bomber jacket and the green hat and the gray hood, do this, like call the cops or try to get something to put pressure on this wound so this person wouldn't bleed out or something like that. You know, if you create a call to action, typically, you know, it's more effective than, you know, just saying help, because people are just going to start looking around and waiting for the next person to come and help. But yeah, I've seen videos of people, you know, trying their best to help people at the concert. There were some good people there, and they were trying to help folks get up out of there. And unfortunately, you know, folks just weren't prepared. You know, I seen the ambulance trucks trying to get through. There's people blocking folks, and it was just an all-around mess. You know what I mean? And it's unfortunate. Hopefully something like this do not happen again. But history tends to repeat itself. So there's not really too much of hope that it wouldn't happen again. But hopefully, you know, something not as bad will happen again, you know. Travis Scott recently put out a video, and in the video, he was talking about just like how horrific the event was, you know. And I do believe that he has a sort of a guilty conscience as an artist. You know, if I was an artist, I definitely would. If I was an artist, you know, I'm gonna just say this. If I was an artist, I'd be a little more conscientious on a lot of the liabilities. Because look, I don't even like giving away bad investment information, let alone, you know, an event with 100,000 plus people all packed, you know, like some sardines, and you're expecting the event to go well, you know. Then you also had reports of the security of the event being jabbed by this domestic terrorist who was injecting them with drugs.
This has not happened to us ever in Houston since I've been a police officer, and we take pride of it, and we're going to get down to the bottom. A lot of narratives out there right now, a lot of them on social media, and even last night. I think that all of us need to be respectful of the families and make sure that we follow the facts and the evidence, and that's what we're trying to do here in the Houston Police Department. I will tell you, one of the narratives was that some individual was injecting other people with drugs. We do have a report of a security officer, according to the medical staff that was out and treated him last night, that he was reaching over to restrain or grab a citizen, and he felt a prick in his neck. When he was examined, he went unconscious. They administered Narcan. He was revived, and the medical staff did notice a prick that was similar to a prick that you would get if somebody's trying to inject. That is one part of it. The other thing that's very important, there were some individuals that were trampled, and we want to be respectful of that. But we just ask that y'all give us time to do a proper investigation. Live Nation has stated from the very beginning that they would cooperate. They're going to give us the video sometime this evening. I spoke to my commander in homicide. So we're waiting to get that. That's going to help us. But I also want to call out to the community, kids and young individuals that was out there. If you see something, say something. This is now a criminal investigation that's going to involve our homicide division as well as narcotics. And we're going to get down to the bottom of it.
This event was very low vibrational, and it's unfortunate that something like this had to occur in order for people to kind of be like, hey, this wasn't a good idea to have this many people jam-packed in one area, packed like sardines. There's alcohol, there's drugs, there's children, there's people who are good, there are people who are there on some demon time, there's people there in some sort of mix, there's people probably there who don't even know exactly why they're there besides seeing Travis Scott. And mind you, this event occurred in Houston, Texas, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people travel, from places that are like kind of close by and places that are pretty distant. So for people to, come together from all around to enjoy an event, and then it, for it to turn out like this, that's like something you would see in a horror movie. You know what I mean? And it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Now, in the ideal situation, this is what should have happened at the event.
Hold up. Yo. We got a little problem up here.
Pick him up right
Everybody
now.
up. Sorry, you guys. We gotta look out for safety first, for real. Nobody gets hurt. That's number one.
Hey, yo.
We'll play this shit, the whole shit again if you guys get up, if you guys are all right. Okay, watch yourselves.
Hey, yo, man. We know we've been stressing all night about being cool, and this is the reason why. Let's go over it one more time. When someone falls, what do you do? When someone falls, what do you do? That's right, people.
Not only should we pick people up when they're down physically, but we also should do that when they're down mentally or spiritually or in any other type of way where we feel as though we can help one another out. That's really the only way we can all move forward without leaving others behind. But yeah, guys, this was definitely a series of unfortunate events. And, like I said, my condolences to everybody and their families. And you guys stay safe out there because you just never know, life comes and goes. Life is very precious, and it's something that you should definitely cherish, because once it's gone, so stay safe out there, and until next time.